What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2: Scholar of the First Sin. Alright, so we have just gone into the Iron Crown DLC, and I just realized that I didn't actually talk much about the King's Crown. So what the King's Crown does, that's Vendrick's Crown that we just picked up, which would be this one. What it does is it increases your... Actually, that's just flat out better than what I'm wearing. But unfortunately, increases us up to 72%. That's not nice. But, you know what? I was wondering what I should replace this one with. Let's just go ahead and replace it with that. That way we can go ahead and wear something that's better. The King's Crown gives you +3 intelligence and +3 faith. So it's pretty nice if you're doing some sort of castery kind of build. But for us, it's actually not going to do that much, which is kind of unfortunate. So this one is actually pretty decently better than what we're wearing as well. Not as nice as this one, but I don't really need faith and intelligence. But I guess the one that we're wearing isn't really giving us much either. And you can actually see my face for once. So, alright. So let's go ahead and head up here and see what we've got at the top of this tower. So there was once a great battle fought here, and as you can see, these were apparently the servants of the king of Vendrick, because they're wearing his armor, or the armor of the royal soldiers or whatnot. And this drops 6 smelter's wedges, whatever it once was. First thing you've got to do is cross this giant chain. How nice is that? Oh gosh. Yeah, not a good way to start off a DLC as far as people who are afraid of heights goes, because it's plenty wide, but it's not exactly all that wide. Alright, so we've reached Broom Tower, and let's go ahead and light the bonfire. And why not just rest, because we are missing a little bit of health. So, now, there's a problem. The problem is this big thing. So, we might need to go ahead and level up a different weapon. And the reason for that is the fact that this has a lot of fire damage. And as you can imagine, I mean, just look at this place. You think there might be some fire involved. It's probably best that we use something different. So what are we going to use? That's the question. Because the weapon that I want to be using is actually at the end of this place. But we're going to go to see an old friend. She has many bird-like features. But she has the sword that I want to be using. It's another Ultra Great Sword. Just because I kind of want to keep it along the same lines that we've been using. Spiders. A lot. But we've got to deal with them. Alright. All done. Oh, not good. I saw that coming as soon as I hit the button. As soon as I hit the button. Alright. Wonder if I can open this. Not with that one. Ow. Come on, open it up. Alright. So let's heal up, and then we'll take care of our invaders here. Oh! I didn't want to do any special attacks. I just wanted to swing. It tried to do that, like, shield bash kind of thing, but, as you know, spiders don't have shields. And maybe 3 arrows. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, and he dropped something for us. Well, we'll pick that up in a minute. Not too worried about it. Alright, so.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
I have a soul that you have been searching for and wondering about, so let's trade. And we can also see a lot of the other stuff that that she has for us. Alright, so normally I would take the King Shield. So the King Shield is actually an extremely good shield because it doesn't weigh, it doesn't weigh all that much. It has 100% defense as well as very good defenses for a lot of other things. But we're going to want a different sort of thing from the Soul of the King. The Bow of Want is not very good. It's just not. I would skip it under pretty much every circumstance. The King's Mirror is actually pretty good because it actually reflects stuff, but it's, as you can see, it's pretty heavy. Just like the rest of the Looking Glass set. It's extremely heavy. The Chime of Want, I haven't really seen many people use this, to be honest. But it's the one that Vendrick's Guard uses. Was it Vengarl, I think? Yeah. Scythe of Want, you need a lot of stats to use it. 14, 20, 18, 18. So you don't really see people using it very much either. That's the way with a lot of this stuff. Even though they require boss souls to take, they're just comparably not all that great. The Curved Sword is actually pretty good. It's a dex weapon that scales to S and B for strength, which is actually really good. But for being a curved greatsword, the reach of it is actually not that great. It's actually kind of short, and it feels like it's a lot longer than it is, so it's kind of hard to hit things with. The King's Ultra Greatsword is what we're going to be using. As you can see, it takes 50 strength to wield, so you gotta have a lot of strength to wield that thing. And as it goes for a lot of these other ones, it's not that they're bad, it's just that there's better. For the Lost Center Sword, that one's going to be good when you get a lot of stats, because it scales, decently well with both strength and dex. But there's just better weapons out there to be using. Same with the Ruler Sword. It, again, scales pretty well, but there's just better things to be using, which is kind of sad. But that's usually the way it goes in these games, is that the boss weapons they're unique, and in that they're kind of fun to use, but there's just better stuff out there. So let's go ahead and buy the King's Ultra Great Sword. And that was 10,000 souls. As far as reinforcing goes, it'll take Dragon Bones, definitely. But how many do we have? We have 20. We're not going to have enough souls. That's a fact. Yeah, already up to there. As you can see, the damage is scaling very quickly. But we do have some souls in here that we can use. Not that many, though. Proud Knight. Is that 8? Oh, 3. Wow. Well, that's not good. I've got all these boss souls that I could use, but I kind of want to use other things for them. And that's only, what, 50 each? So, it's not going to be much. Let me go out and grab a few souls, and then I'll be back with you guys. And just so you know, that's a raw stone. So, I will see you all in just a second. Alright folks, so I decided to come in and just fight this pursuer just because. I was gonna head here anyway to kill some of these knights. Oh, haven't seen that attack before. But he's dead, so. I don't think he gives, yeah, he only gets 7,000 souls, so it's not that much, but he does drop the Ring of Blades +1, so I figured that'd probably be a good thing to go get. But let's go ahead and upgrade to that. It does weigh a ½ pound heavier, but since we're in the Soldier's Ring, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to go get that real quick. And then we can go ahead and head to any of our blacksmiths to level up the sword again. Which is nice. Alright, so let's go ahead. Might as well just head to Majula. He's right there, so why not? Alright, so let's run over here and talk to
Oh, I'd given you up for
a dear
dead.
green friend.
Almost.
Alright, Lenegrast. We need to, reinforce. We need to do weapon. And we'll do this one. So we should have plenty of bones, and we have plenty of souls now as well. So we've got this all the way up to +5.
I'll be around.
And so that's going to give us a good bit of damage. So let's take a look and see how much. Alright, so it's SE scaling, which is 450 base damage. So that's not even with the S scaling. What we're using now is not that much. I mean, even if you take 200 fire damage, I mean, that's still under 468. So it's going to be better off. And what I mean by it's not as much as the other one is because of the S scaling. So yeah, you see, 450 plus 229. And this is a big old sword. Basically, you're swinging around a statue. It's kind of silly. But it has the basic same attacks as the other ones do. So, it's kind of silly. It's extremely silly. I mean, you are swinging around a statue, by the way. Alright, so let's move on and go back to that one place. Alrighty folks, so here we are back at Broom Tower. So I would recommend just going ahead and using the Smelter's Wedge on her. And you will get in turn I would recommend going ahead and looking up on the wiki what she says, because I can't remember, and it's really hard to understand her, but yeah, so this is one of the fragments of the soul of Nadalia. Interesting. Alright, so you'll definitely want to go down this staircase first, because this staircase actually doesn't go anywhere. So, and you get the dexterity ring, which for a dex character can be okay. I think it gives you like 5 dex or something like that. But I want to note, with all of these things that increase your scaling and increase the amount of points you have in things, they do not count as far as characters go that need you to have a certain number of points put into things to give you items. So unfortunately the crown is not going to help us out much in the way of actually getting... Okay, this is kind of a dangerous area because of our dear friend. And by dear friend I mean friends. But yeah, so as far as... Oh, I forgot about weight. But as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage. But we need to pay attention to weight. Alright, so what am I... Is there anybody else out here? Okay. What are we going to do about weight? I don't think we can enchant this, can we? Oh, we can. Okay, so I guess I'll leave that equipped. I'll just equip it later if I need to. We're still overweight. I guess we'll go back to the other helm that we were using. Yeah, that'll bring us just in range. Okay. And we can roll again. Rolling is super important. Do not be fat rolling. Do not do it. Let's go ahead and use a blast. And lots of bloodstains around here. And there's a lot of bloodstains for a good reason. And that reason is... lots of these guys. Oh, wasn't long enough. And that's not going to be long enough either. And we don't have any stamina. Roll, please. Oh, close enough to hit one of them, but not both of them. Alright. So that was extremely messy, and it could have been a lot prettier. So I totally take the blame for that. There's also somebody else down here. So don't run and go get that item without actually paying attention. Oh, and don't run in and try to kill these guys off before they come up, because there's usually a lot more of them. Alright, so you see those kind of things? Very, very bad. So those usually heal the... Alright, they do a couple different things. Some of them will heal the people down there, whatever monsters you get to fight. Others will give them basically stone skin, which will increase their armor by a lot. And those guys, learn to hate those guys right there. They move like water. They're not very nice at all. This part of the DLC is, or this DLC in particular, is not a very friendly DLC. I mean, it's not supposed to be, but at the same time, it's like, you've introduced so many mobs that I'm gonna die to. Thank you for that. Alright, and this is one of the areas that's particularly hard. I would recommend going this way. Why? Because, and unfortunately, we're not doing enough damage to take them out. The reason is all kinds of guys end up coming after you. Can we get a backstab on him? Yeah. Ow. Crunch. There's a lot of guys in here that will pop up out of the ground. So... yeah, that's the stone skin thing. Yeah, as you can see, he's going to have a lot more resistance than the other guys have. Yeah, see? Whereas one strike almost killed the other ones. Oh, that didn't work. It takes, you know, like 3 or 4 hits, unless you backstab them, to kill them. So, it's usually a good idea to either peel them off and fight them, you know, away from each other, or, yes, I want to use it, to go ahead and try to kill her statuesque thing, presence, whatever you want to thing, because as you can see with that guy over there, he no longer has that soul skin. So, and take care of this guy. Cool. Alright, so the problem with just running through is that you really can't. It's possible to kite the guys around and be able to activate these levers, but yeah, good luck doing it. I'm going to go back up this ladder first, though, because there's an area I want to go to before we get to go down that way. Alright. So we'll go this way. And you can't break these, by the way, so don't bother. Oh, hey. I totally forgot about that. Alright, I'm sure some of you were saying, dude, there's a item. Go, item. So let's go face our horrible bow friend over here with flamey thingy. Don't try to backstab this guy. Actually, wow. With the level that I am at the moment, these people aren't actually that hard, which is a surprise to me. It's a great surprise to me. They must have nerfed them quite a bit. I mean, granted, we have a very good weapon and we have 50 strength. I mean, so obviously it's going to scale really well. But all the same, it's like, I'm not sure about this. Alright, so you can hop down into that room, or you can go to here and then go this way. So, up to you, depending on, you know, exactly the way you tackled the area below. Alright, so always suspect a trap. Always. And you can knock these guys off, so I would recommend doing so if you can. Alright, dude. And let's backstab you, because I would like to see you go squish. And it actually makes a squishing sound. Alright, some of these, if you break them, they'll actually give you items, so you do want to do that, even though if it seems a little cruel. But yeah, so don't just come and get this item, because the item itself isn't even all that great. Now, if this isn't a hidden door, I don't know what a hidden door is. Obviously, it's a hidden door. Alright. So you come in here, and you're introduced to these guys, which are water urns. I would recommend remembering that they are, because they can help you deal with fire damage. And you also leave footprints around, because, you know, you do. Alright, so old Radiant Life Gem, Wilted Disc Herb. Okay. Not terrible. And Soul Vessel ×2. Interesting. So I'm probably going to be using those. That way we can go ahead and get the staff. That way we don't have to spend a lot of points into things that we aren't going to be using, because I've already dropped a decent amount into Faith that I don't really want. And I'll probably scale back the intelligence as well when we come back to our strength build. Seems like a reasonable idea. And this also introduces you to the concept that these guys will run away from you if you get close to them. So I would recommend that you do so. This is another reason I switched out my weapon, by the way. Alright, so all these explosive barrels around here, there's going to be a lot in this DLC. So if you're using a flame weapon, I would recommend using a different weapon. I've used a flame weapon in this area in the past, and it's actually kind of comedic. I'm trying to show you, yeah, that. So these guys are kind of cheating. Their bows can fly up in the air. I mean, come on. Alright, dudes. Go blow up for me. Come on, go blow up. Don't blow me up. Just blow the other guy up. Come on. Oh, he's gonna die from the flame, it looks like. Oh, well, he's just gonna die, period. Fine with me. But we've seen these statues before. Interestingly, right before this area. Hello, dude. You're just gonna let me walk behind you? Well, I'm not gonna get the backstab, but you're still gonna die. Alright. Some type of feather falling is actually pretty good here. I would recommend killing this guy first. Just try not to break the chest. I guess I'm gonna go down here, because I need to heal. But you can easily take a lot of damage from this guy before you kill the other one. I find that's actually more common. Surprised there are more... Oh, okay, there are plenty of bloodstains down here. Not a terrible amount, but there are a few. But yeah, try not to break the chest. I'm not going to use that, but still, need to have. It's a fist melee weapon. Alright, so... Fog gate over there. This way, there's a bonfire. And the end of the episode. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, next time we're just going to keep on keeping on. And we're probably going to go ahead and do the respec. And then spec it back into it as soon as we're done with getting the Hexer staff, because I just want to get that over with. Alright, so until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.